On a Sunday morning, as the first rays of sunlight bathed the church in a golden glow, an unexpected visitor appeared. Ignoring Pastor Michael's attempts to keep him out, a dog insisted on attending the service and found a fixed spot. This dog intrigued the entire congregation, but no one could have imagined what his presence would come to mean for this community. In a small town rooted in traditions and community, St. John's Church stood as a beacon of faith and hope. Pastor Michael, known for his kindness and unwavering dedication, led his congregation with love and compassion. The peace and serenity of Maple Valley were well known, but an unusual event was about to shake the tranquil routine of this community. On that Sunday morning, as the first rays of sunlight bathed the church in a golden glow, an unexpected visitor appeared. A medium-sized dog, with a brown and black coat resembling a mixed-breed German Shepherd, with shiny fur and deep eyes, silently positioned himself at the church door. Pastor Michael, upon noticing him, gently tried to shoo him away, but the dog, with a calm and persistent gaze, refused to leave. As the congregation arrived, murmurs about the non-human visitor grew. The dog, with an almost human dignity, entered the church and chose a discreet spot at the back, where he remained quiet and attentive throughout the ceremony. His fixed, deep gaze seemed to transcend the space, focusing on something beyond everyone's comprehension. Initially resistant to the animal's presence, Pastor Michael noticed an unusual calm in the congregation. The dog, provisionally named Shadow by the community, became a mystery to be solved. What lay behind that striking yet peaceful presence? Curiosity grew as Shadow began to regularly attend the services, always at the same time, choosing the same spot to sit. The community started to wonder about the origin and purpose of his presence. Then, Pastor Michael decided it was time to investigate further. Armed with a mix of caution and curiosity, Pastor Michael followed Shadow after the service, hoping to uncover the mystery behind his visits. But Shadow, aware of being followed, led the pastor through streets and alleys until they reached a spot few in town knew, a place that held secrets forgotten by time. As the evening light gave way to the shadows of night, Pastor Michael found himself in front of a house at the edge of a forest. The dog stopped, his gaze fixed on the age-worn entrance. The pastor, now enveloped in a sense of mystery and anticipation, knew he was about to discover something extraordinary. But what would be revealed in that forgotten place, and what would be Shadow's true connection to St. John's Church and the community of Maple Valley? Their beliefs and understandings were about to be challenged as Pastor Michael approached the old door, his heart pounding with a rhythm of expectation and apprehension. What lay behind that silent presence and those eyes that seemed to see beyond? The answer was just a door away, promising to reveal more than anyone could imagine. As the old door slowly creaked open, the sound broke the silence, enveloping Pastor Michael and Shadow in an atmosphere of anticipation. The interior of the house was shrouded in shadows, with beams of moonlight seeping through dusty windows, revealing a space that time seemed to have forgotten. Guided by his faith and the silent company of Shadow, Pastor Michael entered, his heart beating with the promise of discoveries. In the center of the room, a collection of photographs and memorabilia lay scattered on an old wooden table, each piece seeming to tell a story, a fragment of life preserved in that forgotten place. Shadow, with a reverent calm, approached the table, his focus directed at one particular photograph. It was an image of a middle-aged woman smiling beside a dog that bore a striking resemblance to Shadow. Beside the photograph, a small candle burned, its flickering flame casting light on a name engraved on a wooden plaque. Pastor Michael was stunned. Lucy, a parishioner known for her devotion and kindness, had passed away a few years ago, leaving behind an aura of mystery about her life and legacy. Her connection with Shadow, previously unknown to the community, began to unfold. Among the items, the pastor found a diary. The pages, yellowed with time, detailed Lucy's journey with Shadow, from the day she found him abandoned and injured to the moments of companionship and joy they shared. The diary revealed that Lucy saw more than just a pet in Shadow. She saw him as a messenger of hope, a being who brought light to her life in moments of darkness. Deeply moved by Lucy's words, Pastor Michael began to understand why Shadow visited the church. It was a pilgrimage of love and loyalty, a quest to connect with Lucy's spirit, who in life never missed a single service. Shadow, in his canine wisdom, chose to sit in the same spot Lucy occupied during sermons, gazing at the altar with a devotion that mirrored his owner's. With this revelation, Pastor Michael realized that Shadow's mystery was, in fact, a lesson in faith and unconditional love. The dog wasn't just seeking his owner's presence, he was keeping Lucy's memory alive, a silent testament to her faith and kindness. However, there was still more to discover. A letter, carefully folded among the pages of the diary, contained Lucy's last words addressed to Pastor Michael. With trembling hands, he began to read, unaware that Lucy's words would reveal an even deeper truth and a request that would test Maple Valley's faith in ways they never imagined. As the night wore on, Pastor Michael, accompanied by Shadow, prepared to bring the discoveries back to the church, determined to fulfill Lucy's last wish. The path back to the church was now lit not just by the moon, but by the promise of a dawn of understanding and renewal for the entire community. In the quiet of the night, under Shadow's watchful gaze, Pastor Michael unfolded Lucy's letter, a message she had left as her final testament of faith and love. The faint candlelight illuminated each word, revealing a request as profound as it was unexpected. Lucy always knew her time in this world was limited, but her faith was infinite. In her words, she expressed immense gratitude for the life she had and the love she shared, not only with Shadow but with the entire Maple Valley community. Her final request was simple but laden with meaning. She wished for Shadow to be welcomed by the church and the community as a living symbol of her faith and kindness. Pastor Michael, touched by the depth of the bond between Lucy and Shadow, knew that her request was not just about caring for a dog, but about continuing a legacy of compassion and communion. He pondered the implications of this request, aware that accepting Shadow into the church would represent a new chapter in the community's history, one that would challenge conventions but also open hearts to unconditional love and faith that transcends the boundaries of life and death. The following Sunday, Pastor Michael decided to share Lucy and Shadow's story with his congregation. With Shadow by his side, he stepped up to the pulpit, Lucy's letter in hand, and began to narrate the journey of faith, love, and hope that united the woman and the dog. The congregation listened in silence, captivated by the emotion and the powerful message emerging from Lucy's story. As Pastor Michael read Lucy's final words, a reverent silence filled the church. It was as if Lucy herself were present, her faith and love permeating the air. When he finished reading, the pastor made an appeal to the community, asking them to embrace Shadow not just as an animal but as a guardian of Lucy's legacy, a constant reminder of the power of faith and the capacity to love beyond the boundaries of life. The congregation's response was immediate and unconditional. Moved by Lucy's story and Shadow's gesture, who remained serenely by the pastor's side, they opened their hearts and arms, accepting Shadow as an integral part of their faith community. It was a moment of unity and spiritual renewal, where differences were forgotten in the name of a greater love. In the days that followed, Shadow's presence in the church became a symbol of unity and hope. He was more than a dog, he was a messenger of faith, a link between heaven and earth, guiding the Maple Valley community along a path of understanding and acceptance. But as the community embraced Shadow and Lucy's legacy, a surprising discovery was about to be made, one that would reveal an even deeper connection between Shadow and the church, bringing to light long-held secrets and testing the community's faith in unimaginable ways. Pastor Michael, guided by a sudden intuition, decided to investigate the dog's origin, a journey that would lead him to uncover past mysteries and face truths that could forever change how the community saw the world and themselves. As Maple Valley's acceptance of Shadow grew, Pastor Michael felt compelled by an unsettling curiosity about the dog's origins. Although Shadow's presence in the church was now a symbol of faith and love, there were unresolved mysteries demanding attention. Determined to uncover the full story, Pastor Michael embarked on a journey of discovery that would take him deep into Maple Valley's and Shadow's past. The first clue emerged from the church's old records, faded documents mentioning a dog resembling Shadow, linked to historical events in the community centuries ago. This initial discovery led the pastor to question Shadow's nature. Could a simple dog carry the spiritual and historical heritage of a community? With the help of some congregation members, Pastor Michael decided to explore the old church cemetery, a resting place for generations of Maple Valley's residents. There, among worn tombstones and nearly faded inscriptions, they found the grave of a 19th-century church benefactor, a man known for his devotion to animals and for saving the church from a great calamity. Next to his grave, almost hidden by vegetation, was a small tombstone dedicated to a faithful companion. Intrigued by this discovery, Pastor Michael delved deeper into the town's archives, uncovering an almost forgotten legend about a dog that guided Maple Valley's inhabitants to a water source during a severe drought, saving the town from desolation. The description of the heroic dog matched Shadow's appearance, creating a mystical bridge between past and present. As the pastor shared these discoveries with the community, a sense of awe and spiritual connection grew. Shadow was not just a reminder of Lucy's love, he was, in some way, a guardian of Maple Valley's history and faith, a living symbol of divine protection that transcended time. The final revelation came unexpectedly, during a stormy night when lightning lit up Maple Valley's sky. Pastor Michael and some parishioners found Shadow in front of the church, staring intently at the altar. Moved by an impulse, the pastor decided to follow the dog's gaze, discovering an ancient relic hidden behind the altar, an artifact long thought lost, believed to hold protective powers for the community. The discovery of the relic, guided by Shadow, was seen as a miracle, a sign of divine blessing over Maple Valley and its people. Shadow's story, now intertwined with the community's, became a living legend, teaching everyone about the interconnectedness of life, the constant presence of the divine in the most unexpected forms, and the power of love and faith that unites all creatures. Reflecting on the journey he had undertaken, Pastor Michael recognized that the true revelation lay in the ability to see beyond the obvious, to recognize the sacred in all forms of life, and to understand that, at times, God's messengers walk among us, guiding us to a deeper understanding of the mystery of existence. Shadow, the faithful companion, became an eternal blessing for Maple Valley, a constant reminder of the lessons of love, faith, and unity that Lucy had left as her most precious legacy. Shadow's story and his mystical connection with Maple Valley and St. John's Church culminated in a celebration that united the community like never before. Pastor Michael, revealing Shadow's complete story during a special sermon, emphasized the message of unity, faith, and transcendent love that Shadow represented. The relic found, now restored to its place of honor in the church, symbolized divine protection over Maple Valley, and Shadow was seen as the guardian of this blessing. Inspired by the journey of discovery and the lessons learned, the community decided to organize an annual celebration in honor of Shadow and Lucy, celebrating unconditional love, unifying faith, and the divine presence in the humblest forms. Shadow, with his serenity and wisdom, continued to attend the church, now accompanied by parishioners who saw in him a daily reminder of deeper truths. Shadow's story became a local legend, passed down from generation to generation, a narrative of how faith, love, and community can transcend the barriers of time and space. Reflecting on the events that had united Maple Valley so extraordinarily, Pastor Michael recognized that the true church lies not just in stones and stained glass, but in the heart-to-heart connections, compassion, and mutual care, teachings that Shadow, a simple dog, had brought to light. Thus, Shadow's story and his influence on the Maple Valley community remained a testament to the power of faith and the ability to find the sacred in the simplest manifestations of life. Maple Valley, blessed by a love that transcends time, became a symbol of hope and renewal, a place where Shadow and Lucy's legacy would continue to inspire hearts for many generations. What do you think of this story? Do you think they acted right? Leave your comment below to know your opinion. It is very important to us. If you like this exciting story, help us by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Thank you very much for watching us and see you in the next story.